Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump's one big beautiful bill running into trouble. We've discussed how various Republican groups, caucuses, and factions within the House of Representatives have very different ideas, and how that will lead to issues for Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. We've also discussed how, despite Trump and Johnson seeming certain that they'll be able to push through their one big beautiful bill, Senate Majority Leader Thune has expressed his doubts. Now, there's an even bigger problem. The House Freedom Caucus has now publicly gone on record saying they want a two-phase approach to reconciliation. So, not one big beautiful bill, but two. More importantly, the Freedom Caucus is demanding a, quote, commitment from congressional leadership on dollar-for-dollar savings over 10 years across both reconciliation bills and appropriations bills. As we've discussed at length, how the cuts they want would have to impact things like Medicaid and SNAP. Even in the statement they released, they mention saving $120 billion by work requirements to Medicaid and SNAP. Adding red tape typically doesn't result in savings. They say they're willing to work with other Republicans on one bill, but said, quote, our proposal is a Republican plan that we believe can reach 218 votes. That would also allow us to keep the ball on the Republican side of the negotiating field for defense and non-defense appropriations, while delivering wins and uniting the conference. This really confirms the reasoning behind the outreach to Democrats on the SALT, which stands for State and Local Taxes Deduction. Johnson probably got wind of this and is seeking to shore up votes for the reconciliation package, so he doesn't have to work too hard to appease the Freedom Caucus. Beyond the normal headaches of passing large legislation, Johnson is also faced with the fact that because Republicans don't actually have the mandate they pretend they do, they have to accomplish this through budget reconciliation, which is a complicated process with rules that are different than normal legislation. In the statement from the Freedom Caucus, they noted what they describe as key benefits. One of those benefits is having time for a second reconciliation package, with $2.5 to $3 trillion in savings over 10 years. This is yet another moment to acknowledge how out of the realm of possibility and unrealistic must $2 trillion per year goal was. Even the Freedom Caucus isn't advocating for cuts that steep. It's also worth noting that there is signaling from the Freedom Caucus that indicates they might be willing to McCarthy him if he cooperates too much with the Democratic Party. Johnson needs the Freedom Caucus, but many experts worry that breaking the package apart means that the second phase will never happen. Add into this the additional complication of the simple fact that whatever comes out of the House also has to make it through the Senate. Senators don't cater to gerrymandered districts, and because of that, tend to be a bit less likely to embrace hardline proposals. This means that even if Johnson gives the Freedom Caucus everything they want, he runs into a new issue over in the Senate. The GOP's rhetoric is starting to run into the realities of running the government. This saga will continue to develop for quite some time. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.